Well, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hi, my name is Taylor Thompson. I want to welcome you to the Millionaire Training Book Club today. So it has definitely been a journey here for us in our Thompson household in the last couple of weeks. And so as you are coming on, please say hello. Please say where you're coming in from. Want to say hello, want to say hi, and welcome everybody aboard. So as you're coming on, let me know. So I want to first of all just give some shout outs to whoever is going to be here today. So we've had a lot of things happening over here in the Thompson household here. So hello, Linda. Welcome from Dublin. Glad you're here. Glad you made it on. We've had, for those of you who have been involved with us in the LT Wealth Building Academy and also in the book club, you know that COVID did definitely hit our household. I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. If this is your first time on, welcome Tampa, Florida. If you have not given StreamYard permission to say your name, make sure you click the link above so we can see who this is coming in from Florida. I definitely want to say hi to you, and coming in from you as well. Mr. or Mrs. New Zealand, thank you so much for saying hi. So we're going live into several different platforms here. Again, my name is Taylor Thompson, and as you can see, I don't have my cohort in crime here with me today, Mr. Larry Thompson. Just wanted to give him just another day of recuperating. So for those of you who don't know, it's been literally like 4 weeks that Larry was hit with the COVID. And so that's been pretty much my full-time job over the last several weeks here. So we've had several guests coming on and hosting the book club. Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate that. Hello, Carlos. Glad you're here. We've had Christine and Brian. They came on week before last. Really just stepping in and hosting our book club. I love our wealth building community because they stepped in moments that, Larry and I needed that space. We needed that time to be able to be here. And I love the fact that we have this community that really comes together as our wealth builders and serving our community, really talking about like what's going on with their business and why they love the book and why they love this book club. So, and then we had, hello, Facebook user. No, I still don't know who it is, Miss Tampa, Florida, Mr. Tampa, Florida, but I definitely want to know who this is. Hello, Shelly. Thank you so much. We've had so many amazing messages, so many Facebook messages, so many text messages, just checking in on us, checking in on Larry. And I read, Larry, all of those incredible messages from our focus groups, from our groups that we work with. And it was just so moving. It was so touching to have so many people know that they care, like the prayers and the well wishes. And it really does make such a big difference whenever you're going through the struggle, whenever you're going through a challenge, to know that you have people in your corner. You have people in your corner cheering for you, rooting for you, praying for you. It makes such a big difference. And I read, Larry, all the messages that all of you sent, all the text messages, and it was really touching. So I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you from the Netherlands, from Europe. Thank you so much. So he is, just on the update here, he is doing so much better. He is just now working on, getting his stamina back. You know how he is, and he comes in he's such a powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with whenever he's on the video. I mean, he has this magic. He has this way of really empowering you, making you believe that you can do anything whenever you have desire, whenever you have that burning desire. whenever you have that willingness to work and that willingness to, just to be teachable. So I wanted to give a big shout out to Christina Whiteley. I wanted to give a big shout out to Brian Ellsworth for hosting our book club week before last. And then, last week, I give a big shout out to the ladies from Ireland, right? Ireland in the house. We had Sheena McGowan, we had Sandra Hickey that stepped in and stepped up and was able to host our book club that we had here today. And I got so many great messages that they did such an amazing job. So I just wanted to give a big shout out. So you guys give them lots of love from us, from the wealth building community. It was so amazing. So here we are today. So we are here. I cannot even believe it's November. I can't even believe, guys, do you realize it's been a year? It's been a year since we launched this amazing book, The Millionaire Training. And whenever I think about this book, whenever I think about this training and how it's impacted me and how it's impacted businesses across the world, thank you, Delroy. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. So, and guys, if you haven't given StreamYard permission to say your name, this is what I see. So I want to make sure that you get, so I want to see who's saying hello, who's coming in from Boulder, Colorado. There's a link right up there in the description. Just click that link and it allows for them to show who's giving me hearts and love and who's on here, so I can see Luigi. And welcome. Glad that you're here. And so there's a lot of tags going on. Let's get in an audio. Yes. So we're definitely working on that for sure. So, we do have the Millionaire Training in the audio version that you can get at themillionairetraining.com. If you go to themillionairetraining.com, you can certainly get that there. And let me put my banner up here so you can see that. So you can get that at themillionairetraining.com. But we're definitely working on the audio version, right? The audio version of the whole book. That's what we're trying to do. And so we've been trying to make it incredibly special, but at the end of the day, it really just does come down to, an imperfect plan put into action is better than a perfect plan never implemented. So thank you so much, Brian. I just appreciate you and Christina stepping in. I really just appreciate you, Miss Sheena, you, Miss Sandra. You were brilliant. And I can't even just tell you how endearing and how much it touched Larry and I for what you did for us personally, but just for this community as a whole. And so, Valerie, I love that. Reading it every morning with Mary and Seamus on the 6 a.m. club. I love it. So this is without sounding sacrilegious, I do believe that this is really the book, the Bible, I want to say, and I know that sounds terrible, but I really do. It is the handbook. We'll put it that way. It is the handbook for every entrepreneur, Oh, and I just want to say thank you so much. This is a special shout out that I want to give to Sabrina and Daniel, her husband. They just took a time and they sent Larry this beautiful, beautiful video with prayer. And it was so beautiful. I mean, it was so touching. So I just want to give a big shout out to you and Daniel. That was so kind of you guys. So thank you so much. So talking about the book, talking about the Millionaire Training, in the description, and it says, who is the best salesperson, right? And whenever you go to the chapter of talking about the death of a salesman, and I love this part because it says, who's the best salesperson? And you start reading it and you think about it. And for those of you who have children, the best salesperson is absolutely your children, right? And the example that they give whenever it was talking about can I have an ice cream? Can I have an ice cream? You say, no, it's not before dinner, not before dinner, not before dinner. And before you know it, they're licking ice cream before the dinner even starts. And I'm thinking about how true that is, right? How true children they don't, whenever children are selling you, whenever children have that burning desire for a thing, right? The focus of what they want, they're like, I mean, it's like a dog with a bone, right? It's like a dog. They are so focused, laser beam focused. And so many things that, if you think about this, you know, that's the way, that's kind of the mindset. Whenever you think about the scripture, it says, we should be like little children. Well, when it comes to sales, we should be like children at the same time, because they're so laser beam focused on what they want that they're not willing to take no for an answer. And not that we have to be, um, not that we have to be, I guess, obnoxious in the process, but having the focus and having the clarity on something that we want so, with such desire, willing to keep asking the questions, willing to keep getting the no's. Can you imagine, if the child asking for the ice cream, they took no for an answer, or they say, well, they never asked for ice cream again because their parent told them no one time. You think about how many times a child is told no, but it doesn't impede them from keeping asking what they want, keeping asking, what it is that they want to pursue. And whenever we think about ourselves, we really need to be thinking in terms of like the best salesman in the world. And it's not that, again, it's not about being obnoxious, but it is about being laser beam focused on what the goal is, on being laser beam focused on where are you moving, and not allowing the no's of our business to derail us from our focal point and where we want to move. And so we can learn so many things. We can learn so many lessons from a child, as they pursue the things that they want, that they don't let a no going, oh, well, they don't like me anymore, or they stop asking the questions. And, and isn't it interesting that as we grow and as we grow into adults, how we allow the word no to paralyze us, how we allow somebody saying no to us as a personal rejection. Can you imagine what your child feeling personally rejected by a parent if you told them no because they couldn't have ice cream before dinner? They would never think that. They would never even begin to embrace that thought process. But as adults, look at what we do. We think, oh, well, they told me no, I'm not, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe my presentation wasn't good enough. Maybe, I'm not cut out to do this business. Maybe, I got to do some more personal growth. I got to do some more personal development. Child never thinks like that. A child just is focused on what it is that they want, and they keep pursuing, and they keep asking the question. They keep pursuing, breaking through the barriers and not allowing the no to derail them and what it is they want and where it is they're going. And the next state, the next thing that the book talks about, and I really want to get into this, is that who is the second best salesman? Ladies, can I get a big woo woo? Ladies, the next salesperson, it really does come down to the 75% of the women that run this space, that run the network marketing space, and that is the women, right? And I love this because you think about this, guys, like whenever women, if we want a pair of shoes, no matter what the budget is, I promise you that if we want the shoes bad enough, the desire's there, we will have the shoes without question. We will figure out a way to get the shoes to go with the outfit. Or for me, it's really about, getting the shoes and then getting the outfit, because I just want to have the shoes, and then the outfit is what comes next. And so, I just got a message. Okay, so I have a guest, and I don't know because he said I don't know if he got my because he was supposed to be on and I don't know if because yeah, okay. So so he's coming on. Okay. So I think I think everybody's had a little bout of sickness and so anyway, I didn't think I was going to be able to. I didn't think he was going to be able to come on because him and his family had been sick, and so they were going to be my special guest today. But he just messaged me, so I think he's going to be able to make it on. So that's super exciting. So but whenever we talk about women, when we talk about women in our space, and whenever we talk about how they are from going from a child, whenever you go to a woman, whenever you think about the women in our space and really how they control the temperature, whenever they control the climate, not only in our home, but how they control the climate, how they control aspects of this. And what I love about this piece right here, whenever I love about the death of a salesman, and whenever it talks about, there's so many industries that could be shut down. Whenever you're talking about, there's so many things that could the medical establishment. I mean, like, well, I don't want to get too political here, but I mean, you talk about like what's happening in the medical establishment. But whenever you talk about the sales, like without sales and without salespeople, continuing to sell product, it would really everything would stop, right? It would really stop the movement of money all over the world, across the globe. And whenever you think about people moving sales and moving product, this is where, you don't have to be capped. It really does come down to focus. It really does come down to burning desire. It really does come down to, the only variable is truly you and what do you want to do. And whenever we're talking about moving product, whenever we're talking about building teams, it's always a no unless you ask. And so my question to you today is, how many times are you asking the question? How many questions are you asking? How many times a day are you asking people to buy your product or service? How many times a day are you asking people to join your team or to join your community? And whenever you look at that, that really is what we're truly in this business about. And it is always going to be a no unless you ask. It's always going to be a no if you do not pursue, if you do not stay focused, and you cannot let that one no completely derail you. So let's I want to go to some of the comments here, and I'm thinking if their subjective makes it possible in any way, like a pit bull focus on what it wants. I love that, Nude from the Netherlands. I thank you so much. That's such a great comment, and it's really true. You have to stay laser beam focused. You have to be focused on what it is what you want, and be clearly with clear direction. And so my guest just popped in, and so I am super excited to have him here. Didn't know if he was going to be able to be here, but super, super excited to have him on today. So we're going to take it over to, guess where? We're taking it over to Ireland. Hello, Connor. I was just talking about you. I am so happy to have you here today. I didn't know if you were going to be able to make it on. I'm so happy to have you here. So welcome, welcome.
Hey, thanks so much. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I guess the question is, how are you? Because I think that you guys have been battling a little bit of this virus going around as well.
Yeah. We're on the upside of it now, so it's kind of, everyone's feeling good now. we were actually taking down our Halloween decorations, and we left it a few days. And while we were putting all the decorations up in the attic, we were like, you know what, we'll take the Christmas decorations out while we're doing it. So we started putting up the tree, and the kids are so excited. And I just got a bit sidetracked on time. I was like, oh no. So my apologies. My
No worries.
apologies for panicking you there.
No worries. So, so tell us a little bit about you. Tell us like your name, and and obviously we know your name, but tell like your background, where you're from, and how did you get involved in networking? What's happened with you, and how did you get involved working with the book and the academy? Tell us a little bit about your ABC
Yeah.
experience.
Sure. Yeah, so my name's Conor McGrath. I'm from Dublin here in Ireland. I'm a father of two kids, and I'm a husband. Got married back in February of this year on Valentine's Day. And I guess I was a full-time musician for 15 years here in Dublin. I did a lot of my early stuff with a band who wrote original music, and we chased the dream of making it famous. And we wrote 2 albums, and we did the heavy, hard slog gigs all around the place, getting ripped off and not getting paid well, and playing festivals for promotion, for to be seen and all this kind of stuff. And that went on for a good few years. I'm a saxophone player. I'm a vocalist, and I play guitar and I play piano. So I play quite a few instruments. But in that band, I was the vocalist. I was the front man. And that was going. It didn't work out the way we wanted. We put a few albums out, and it is tough when you're trying to break that kind of industry, But then about 5 years ago, something else kind of clicked, and I started playing the saxophone to DJ music, to like house music and nightclubs and stuff. This was this new cool thing. It was happening in Ibiza. It was happening everywhere. And I started to pick up some nice little gigs around Dublin, different parts of Ireland. And I just by chance linked up with a DJ and actually a drummer who was an amazing percussionist. And we by chance got booked on the same gig at the same night. And by a promoter booked me and the drummer instead of just booking one of us. So the 3 of us played together, and it was like the best gig ever. And we decided to set up this group, and for the past 5 years, we've had incredible success with that group. Well, right up till obviously COVID hit. 2019 being probably our best year. We were playing every festival in Ireland. We were playing all the big corporates, playing all the celebrity weddings. We were traveling all around the world. We've been to the Maldives twice to play in the Maldives. We've been to Dubai. It was just incredible. And off the back of that, I was able to buy my house, I had my Jeep, everything was just, we had our Mason's 4, our little boy, so we only had 1 kid at the time. But so we moved into our house 2019 in September, and Nikki fell pregnant then as soon as we moved in on our second baby. But all of that late night gigging, touring, eating badly, too much coffee, too much partying, too much drinking. It was just my health started to deteriorate because I was so busy touring, and that spiraled when we moved into the house in September. We were doing up the house, we were painting, we were doing all the floors, and the kitchen had to be stripped and replaced. So for the first few months when we got the keys, we hadn't moved in, and because we had no kitchen. So that was more poor eating choices, you know what I mean? And both myself and my wife, but me in particular, got myself in bad health, and I wasn't showing up as a dad to my son. I was tired all the time. I was cranky all the time. Just because I was getting in at 3 or 4, I was a nightclub act, so I was playing from 12 to 2, you know what I mean? And then you pack up, you got to load the gear into the van, you get home, it could be 2-hour drive in Galway back to Dublin. So and you got to get up for your kids. So I was getting up at 8 or 7 o'clock in the morning, only with 3 or 4 hours sleep, and I was just shattered, and I was just not showing up as the dad I wanted to show up as. And that all spiraled into 2020. We took on a big gig with a big promotion company in Ireland. They're called MCD. They're the biggest bookers of festivals and all the big acts that come over here. When who was it? Garth Brooks was coming over here, and all they were in charge of that. He was supposed to do 5 gigs here, and one of their rules was if you do this one big gig for us in April of 2020, it was actually supposed to be on Good Friday, April 2020, Good Friday. you will give you this gig, and if it goes well, we'll start to put you on all these other gigs, you know what I mean? And you'll start getting the big money. So we're like, you know what, we go for this. This is a good opportunity, you know. But one of their rules was you couldn't do any Dublin shows 3 months prior or 3 months after you do their show. You know, this was their rules, you know. So for January, February, March of 2020, all our regular gigs that we used to do, our little handy ones in the city centre, you know, around, we couldn't do any of them, you know. And
so that was money that you were turning down.
That was big money we were turning down. You know, we were turning down $1,000 a gig, you know what I mean? It was big money, you know. And we thought, you know, for the long scale of things, we thought this was the right decision, you know, and it probably was going to be the right decision. Of course, COVID hit. And we were over in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi. We got asked to play at a royal wedding for like some royal family over there in the Shangri-La Hotel. We're in Oman. And while we were over there, COVID came into Ireland, and we just about made it back to Dublin before Dublin went into lockdown. And that was to be our last gig of that year. And when we were over there, we were just, every time we got on Wi-Fi in the hotel or wherever we were, it was just like cancellation. Every gig, every festival, every wedding, every party was gone. Like,
oh my gosh.
Like, oh, just like that. It was like very, very hard to take. We got back to Dublin. My wife Nikki, who is in our business with me, she joined with me. Nikki was only 2 months away from the birth of our baby girl. We were stressed, worried, anxious. We needed to get a new pram. Didn't have the money to pay for it. Like, we put a deposit down on it. It was like £1,000. Didn't have the money to pay for it. When she was born, we actually had to like ring the place where we bought it and ask, could we just take the car seat off them? We had no car seat to bring her home from the hospital. Like, and this was like crazy. You know, it was a crazy shock to the system. But when she was born, it was like, you know, everything was all the worry and everything just left our lives, and it was just the most amazing. We already had a baby boy, and we had a baby girl, Esme, and it was just incredible. Nikki had a C-section. I was only allowed in for the actual delivery of the baby, and then I had to go home because of COVID. So there was like 5 days where Nikki was in the hospital on her own, you know.
Wow.
And yeah, like it was very worrying. It was very financially, we were under a lot of pressure. We were stressed. We were in poor health, and you know, I thought it was only going to last for a month or two, like everybody did. No one expected this to go on. Like, musicians in Ireland are only starting to get back working now, this long, since that day. So, you know, we were home with the baby. We had the 2 kids here. We had our new house. You know, we were only paying the mortgage for about 4 months when I lost my full-time job. And thank God our mortgage company gave me a break, you know what I mean? And they gave me a break for a full year because of my occupation, you know, which was amazing. But, you know, that's like, we were so lucky to get in the door when we did, you know, and probably would have never got a mortgage. But we kind of used that like few weeks to kind of enjoy, you know, we were having a few drinks, a few nights a week. We were still eating takeaways, and, you know, we were just celebrating because, you know, I didn't think it was going to go on, and like, we'll get back on track in a month or two. But of course that didn't happen. It just was on and on, you know. And our health, especially myself, because I was just drinking. I was getting a tray of Guinness. I was drinking a tray of Guinness over the course of the week, you know, because everybody was doing it, you know. It was like party in the house, you know. So Nikki came across the products from our company online. A girl was promoting them online, and that she used to go to college with, which was studying veterinary nursing. And she started to show me them, and I was very skeptical of it, the whole thing, you know. Anything online, anything that I was buying off someone I didn't know, basically, like, you know. So I tried to turn her off it, like, no way. But she didn't listen to me, and it turns out it was the greatest decision of our entire lives, because, you know, always.
Ladies, see how the women have the influence there, right? We're talking about the greatest salesman. Who's the greatest salesman? So pay attention. This is the ladies now. Woo-hoo.
100%. So Nikki didn't listen to me. Now, in fairness, she was showing me lots of results. She was saying these people, like, you know, because Nikki, as I said, she had a C-section. So this was only 3 months after the baby was born. So she wasn't really able to exercise. Her scar was still quite sore, you know. And she said, look, these people are having incredible results, and they're doing very little exercise. They might be going for a little run or a walk or swim or whatever, you know. She said, it's not about like food deprivation. It's not about calorie counting. You know, it seems like a really healthy way to like lose a few pounds and get back feeling good. She had lost a lot of her hair after the pregnancy. You know, she had a bit of extra weight that she couldn't shift, obviously with the section. So I said, you know what, give it a go. We were so under pressure for money. Like this was like a big deal for us to have to fork out the money for this package. You know what I mean? And I wanted her to start feeling good again. I wanted her to get her mojo back. I just wanted something for her, you know. I had kind of made a decision to get back out training and get myself fit again. But I was still struggling with my own weight because I was still eating poorly. I was training 4 or 5 days a week, but you cannot out-train a bad diet. So I was like still eating. Nikki was eating the chocolate. I was eating the chocolate. It was just cravings. It was just silly stuff, you know. And so I sat back. I watched Nikki do her 10-day program or shred. We call it here in Ireland, the shred 10. And my God, she had the most incredible results, like unbelievable. Not just with her weight loss. She lost 6 kg in her first shred. She was like staying awake more in the evenings. She had more energy. Her sciatic pain started to disappear, like all these things. And I was like, right, I'm getting on that. So I went on. I sat back, so skeptical. I was a believer. I went and did it myself, had my own amazing results on the products as well. And yeah, both of us just felt amazing. And we were offered the opportunity then to set up franchise with the company. And since I was out of work, Nikki was on maternity, you know, we just said we just give it a shot. And a notification came up on my page last month. And this was a like really embarrassing moment for me at the time. But the same day that Nikki set up her franchise with the company, I had to sell my Jeep because I couldn't afford the finance repayments because they gave me a 6-month break with COVID. I couldn't afford the repayments. It was €200 a month, you know, on top of the tax, on top of the insurance. The tax was like €1,200 a year on this Jeep. Like, and we were literally driving from here to the local supermarket and back. You know, we couldn't go anywhere. I had no gigs. So as much and all as I wanted, I argued with Nikki. I was like, no, I don't want to sell my Jeep. I don't want to sell it all. I was trying to think of any way where I could hold on to my Jeep. Like, and it just like, she kept coming back to me. Like, it makes no sense to be spending this money, because she had a smaller little Jeep out there, an older one. Like, yeah, and I had to sell it. I sold it for like 6,000, and I cleared off my finance. And we were supposed to be getting married in December, so I had 3,000 extra there for the wedding if it was to go ahead. So it was a great move. You know, we cleared the finance. You know, I didn't have that extra expenses every month, and we had a few quid there for the wedding if we were to do it. So it was a very embarrassing moment for me. Like, we got some gigs, 1 or 2 gigs around at the Christmas time. Before the Christmas, actually, we went back into lockdown, and I had to turn up like with the guys in my band and my wife to be's little Jeep, you know what I mean? And I had to tell them, you know, I'll have to sell my Jeep, you know, and it just wasn't nice. It wasn't a nice feeling to be, you know, coming from being so successful to everything just being stripped from underneath me, and you know, to not to be able to provide for the kids and give them everything they want. It was a really tough. Well, it was going to be a really tough Christmas.
But you know, Connor, I mean, like, you know, there's so many people right now. I mean, not just you, but it's across the board, like, that are walking in these shoes, that are having the same experience. You know, so there's nothing to feel, I mean, ashamed, you know, because there's so many people that have, because it's out of your control. I mean, there's circumstances beyond your control. It's like, you know, you've been dealt a hand of cards, and it's like, you may not like the cards, but how are you going to play them out? And this is where the story comes in. So tell us, how did you, I mean, so now you're here. So how did you get involved with, you know, ADC, or how did all that happen, and what's happened since?
Yeah, well, you know, Nikki joined the company, and she came into me after, like, she placed 1 or 2 orders for friends, you know, and her results were just amazing. And her friends were just saying, God, you look great, you know. And she placed 1 or 2 orders for her friend. She placed an order for her little brother, like he was suffering with acne at the time, and, you know, to help his acne. And she came into me, right? She's like, oh, I'm after making back my €60 and I'm up €140. So I'm after making €200 there. Like, and I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, right. And she's like, why don't you join? He said the company was giving away a free sign up for 2 weeks at the time, because there was an issue with the transferring over to an old office to a new virtual office. So she was like, it's free. You know what I mean? It's like, you love the products. You're out to having incredible results. You feel great. You look great. He said, you never stop talking. Like, you love talking. So this is going to suit you down to the ground. She's like, and you're already on social media. You're already on Facebook with your music, and you're already on Instagram with your music. My wife has a Facebook. She never uses it, So, one of us could maybe do that side of it. And Nikki is great with, she did her like science degree and all. She's great with numbers and, looking after all that kind of thing. So we said, look, we give it a go. We give it a go for 6 months while I had no work, while Nikki was, had the baby was still young, and we'll just see how it goes. And it just took off like a rocket, like a rocket. And we just couldn't believe it, we were just blown away. And we had enough money there. Our wedding was supposed to be in December 6th of 2020. They went into another lockdown in Dublin, and we pushed it to December 2021. But when they went into lockdown, our wedding venue called us and said, look, in the new year, early in the new year, February, April, May, we have some dates. You're allowed to have 25 guests. Do you want to take one of those dates? And we were like, do you know what? Maybe we'll think about it, because we paid a deposit of like €3,000. So that was going to cover the 25 guests for their food and their dinner and their hotel, for putting us and the family up. So we said, you know what? We'll have a think about it. And then we said, what dates are they? And your one said Valentine's Day is one of the dates. We said, right, God, we're doing it. We just booked it. Said, right, let's do it on Valentine's Day 2021. And then we only 2 days after booking it for the 25 guests, the government announced you can only have 6 guests at the wedding. So our guests got cut down to 6. And you know what? We had enough money in the first 3 months in the business that we knew, our first paycheck was over €1,000 a sec. We were like, we're going to be able to afford this, you know what I mean? Definitely a few little things we had to do, get Nikki a dress, get a suit for me, get the kids all dressed up. And that was pretty much it. There wasn't many photographer little things, and because of this opportunity, because we said yes to this opportunity, we were able to have our wedding with our 6 guests. There was no music allowed, but like I played the guitar, my best man played piano, and it was 6 people. It was the most intimate day. We would never change it for the rest of our lives. It was perfect. We spent the whole day with each other and the whole day with our kids. Instead of running around trying to please everybody, we had 130 guests originally, and it was just the most magical day of our lives.
Wow.
And we never would have been possible if we hadn't said yes to this opportunity. And I guess from there, it's just grown and grown. I know you had Donna and Kev on a few weeks ago. Donna and Kev is one of my good friends from the music industry. Similar situation. He lost all his DJ gigs, and
so can you talk about how did you get involved with the book club? How did you get involved with the academy? Can you talk about that and what's happened with your business since then?
Yeah, I'm pretty late to the party. I think it was only maybe 2 months ago. Maybe I joined in, and it's like the best kept secret, and everything. I think I explained on the first time I come on the call. I had we had kind of a slow few months. Things have kind of slowed down, and obviously we had a very quick start. A lot of people were just saw my results, but they were all my close friends. So when we went into cold market, it slowed down. And for the first 6 months in the business, I wasn't doing a DMO. I wasn't doing all the things that we were being told by our uplines to do, because we were getting customers anyway, and our customers were becoming our team members. So at the right time, when I joined the academy, I needed this book. I have it here somewhere. It came to me at the right time, because I needed to hear all of these things. You know what I mean? I needed to get my attitude right. I needed to start doing the things I need to do every day, sending out the messages, on the first call I came on, I asked you and Larry about voice messages, because I had never sent one before. I was sending out text messages, and I kept getting no response. And I started, and as soon as I got off the call to you, Mary reached out to me, Deirdre Dwyer, Sheena, all the girls off the team, all reached out to you saying, Connor, here's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Here's what I'm saying in my messages. I'm incorporating the business and the product. And, that's just felt so amazing that people on your team want to help you. You know what I mean? They want to help you grow your business. And I started sending out these messages. I started showing up a bit better, and I started getting excited about the product and getting excited about the business opportunity, because I was reaching out to people going, I didn't have the go and win attitude. You know what I mean? I had this fearful attitude of oh, who's gonna, you know what I mean? They don't know me. I'm reaching out to some strangers, and it's just I had my best month that we have. I had 3 or 4 slow months in August from sending out the voice messages and actually showing up and doing my DMO every day. We had our biggest month of sales in the whole year.
Wow! In August?
in August.
Usually that's the slowest month.
Would you believe it? Because I got off my ass and I started sending out the voice messages. And you know, we've had 2 months since. We've had September, October weren't even as busy as August. You know, a few things happened in September. My Nikki's nanny passed away. Sorry, in October, and a few little things have, you know, little bumps. They happen to everybody in life. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, they do set you back. But the good thing is that you reset. And I cannot say highly enough how much the book has helped me and our team. You know, Mary and Seamus have us up every morning at 6 a.m. Doing our gratitude, doing our visualization, doing our goal setting. And at the end of it, we read 20 minutes each morning. We read from the Millionaire training. So somebody reads a page, someone else reads the next page, and we'll sit and we'll discuss certain topics of it. And it's changed everything in our team. It's changed. Everybody's showing up better. We had like 54, 56, 7 people or something on the morning call the other day at 6 a.m. all together reading the Millionaire training. And it's just so exciting. Like,
wow. Well, Connor, I'm so excited. And, you know, I mean, I love, you know, like your story, really how it connects with so many people across the globe and so many people that have been impacted, you know. But here's the thing, like what you did with that, you know, what you did with the hand that you were dealt with you and your family, and how it's changed the trajectory of where you guys are going and what you're doing with your life. I mean, it was really such an inspiration to a lot of people that probably are looking at you and watching you, and, you know, showing people, lighting the path and saying there's hope, and there's another path, and there's another way. No matter what your background is, no matter who you are, there is a plan B. There is a, you know, because everybody, I mean, to your point, like your plan A, as much as your plan A, like, was out of your control. It's not like you decided to quit, or you didn't like what you were doing, or wasn't happy in your job. The rug was pulled out from under you, like so many people. And I think this really, for me, it just ties into how people need to be thinking in terms of, they may like their job, they may like what they're doing, they may like all those aspects, but what if out of your circumstance or out of your control something happened? What would be your backup plan? What would be that alternative path? And the fact that you guys found it, and are really, you know, helping other people find their path too, is so powerful. So congratulations to you for having your best month ever, for being teachable, for taking the information and taking it and putting it into action. That's so powerful.
yeah, thank you.
So, and I just want to thank you for, I know that you know, I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm glad your family's feeling better. And I just want to thank you for taking out time to be here and sharing with the community today. So it really means a lot.
Yeah, I have one more little thing. The group that I was with for those years, in July of this year, I made a huge decision to walk away from that group. Yeah. So I know you're saying plan A. I never had a plan B, and that's what I was upset about myself, that I never had a backup plan, and when this was pulled out from underneath me, I felt like, Jesus, why was I not thinking clever and had something else? You know, right? I could teach lessons or whatever, but you couldn't do that really with COVID. So I believed in this industry so much and where I was going with it. And 2020 had taught me more than anything that I need to be around my kids more. I want to be here for my baby girl. I didn't miss a minute of her life. She's 16 months now. And when my son was 2, I was like on the road. My wife was back to college. You know what I mean? I missed his first words. I missed his first steps because I was on the road touring. And I have not missed a moment of my daughter's life because of COVID. You know, I'm so grateful for it in a way, and because of this business. And I made a decision to walk away from that group in July because, as much and all as I love what I do, I didn't love the lifestyle of it anymore. And I didn't love, you know, certain aspects of it. And I walked away from a multiple 6-figure income in 2022. I walked away from that because I believe in this industry so much. And I believe that it's given me a better life and a better lifestyle. And it's allowing me to be home with my kids. Like, it's a Friday morning this morning at 10 o'clock. I was sitting on the couch watching Toy Story 4 with my 2 babies. And no amount of money can beat that. And that's why I believe in this so much. So, like, if you are watching, you know, even if you're building on your business on the side, keep building it to make it your full-time business. You know what I mean? Make your B plan your A plan. And I'm just so glad I found it. I'm so grateful for everyone around me. So thanks.
Wow, well said and well done. Thank you. That was really powerful. Like, I love that. And thank you for adding that in, because I think that's a message that everybody can connect to, Connor. And that's the reason why I got involved in this business so many years ago. So I could have mom care versus daycare, but now you have dad care versus daycare, right? So you got to love that. So thank you so much for being here. So guys, I hope that you got some major, major takeaways today. I'm just so thankful to have each and every one of you inside of our community. We do this every Friday. We come on, this is our book club. We have special guests on. We talk about the ABC approach, the academy, the book club. For those of you who are inside of our academy, if you haven't had a chance to join our academy, we'll be doing our deep dives coming up for November, which is our life coaching, where we help you, just like what we gave the tip for Connor, what he talked about. He had his best month ever in August. You got that in one of our deep dives. So don't miss them. Join now. So next week we should have our big guy here, Mr. Larry Thompson, the reason that we're all here together. So anyway, that's it for us. Thank you so much, Connor, for being here. I'm going to say bye to you privately. So guys, that's it for me. I'm Taylor Thompson. Thank you for being here today, where we help you grow you so you can grow your team, so you can grow your check, so you can grow your company. So that's it for me. I hope you have a blessed weekend, and love and hugs to each one of you. Bye, guys.